They brag about slashing women's health care funding. They say they would force women who've been raped to carry their rapist's child. And we don't hear any of them supporting raising the minimum wage, paid leave for new parents, access to quality child care, equal pay for women, or anything else that will help to, give women a chance to get ahead.
That was Hillary Clinton going on the offense against her 2016 Republican opponents. But as the possible first female presidential nominee, Hillary Clinton may present a problem for the GOP. How to attack Clinton without angering the female voters they need to vote Republican. Meghan McCain is a Fox News contributor and host of America Now radio show. Great to see you tonight, Meghan.
Thank you for having me, Shannon.
All right, this presents a very interesting dynamic for Republicans because last time around it was the first black president. Now you've got the history behind potentially the first female president. So how does the GOP work on that angle without offending women who may just say, I want to vote for her because I want to make history?
Well, first, I want to respond to that video because it infuriates me. Hillary Clinton and the liberal media only think that women care about birth control and abortion, and I find that very sexist. Women make up 50% of the workforce, 53% of the voting bloc, and when I go into the voting booth, my biggest issue I'm thinking about is foreign policy, is the economy, is a lot of different things than Hillary Clinton is talking about, and it's very low-hanging fruit for her to only talk about birth control and abortion. So I think you just have to hit Hillary on basically anything other than reproductive rights. Carly Fiorina, we were talking about in the break, I think she does it very, very, very well. And you have to hit her hard on these issues. Right now, she is squirming. This email scandal, I know Alan disagreed. I really, truly believe it is going to be the Watergate of my generation. And I think you just have to hit her at basically anything else other than birth control.
It is interesting to have Carly Fiorina on the other side, the only female running the GOP side, but she is able to talk to Hillary Clinton on substantive issues without automatically having that knee-jerk reaction, oh, that's a sexist comment, which some of the male, candidates, if they attempted some of those tracks, that's exactly what they would get.
There's nothing I want more on planet Earth than a Hillary-Carly debate, just the two of them in one room, because all of these liberal tactics that she was just doing, she can't use it on her. She can't just say Republicans don't care about women, Republicans are going to leave you high and dry, especially when you're talking to another female candidate. And that's why Carly Fiorina, like I was saying, is really, really speaking to me in a way that I didn't expect. And I think she's our best weapon against Hillary right now. But right now, Hillary's decombusting on her own. I mean, I'm enjoying watching it.
Well, what about, she mentioned so many things like minimum wage and all kinds of other issues that actually she wasn't correct on some of what she said, because there are people on the GOP side of the aisle talking about those kinds of things, even if it's not popular. I think it's Rick Santorum who's talked about advocating for a higher minimum wage, and he's even taking heat within the GOP. But there are people who are addressing those issues. Her base is not going to know that, though.
No, her base isn't going to know that. And the ugly truth of the past, basically, since 1988 is the last time the Republicans have won the women's vote. That's a long time ago. A lot of it has to do, I think, with liberal spin. She jumps right to right-wing conspiracies, and she jumps to these talking points, which really get picked up and are effective. I'm a millennial. I have a hard time talking to millennials, especially young millennial women, about things. When Todd Akin goes on TV and he says the things he did that got picked up so much in the last election cycle, it's very hard to combat those things. So I really hope that voters, especially young women, see past it. And I think, again, Carly Fiorina is a really, really good weapon against that.
I know you said probably shouldn't talk about reproductive issues with respect to Hillary, but
we can. It's just, it can't be she only wants to talk about that in reference to women. And I get offended. I'm a pro-life woman. There are a lot more issues to talk about.
Well, what do you think, though, this release of these very graphic videos that have caught Planned Parenthood doctors and officials in very compromising situations, maybe not necessarily illegal, but in a gray area that doesn't look good for them, when you see the graphic nature of it. She initially said she found it disturbing, but then has turned back and said she now stands with Planned Parenthood. You don't think that's an issue maybe that's ripe for discussion?
Well, she's flip-flopping, as Clintons always do, and those Planned Parenthood videos are barbaric and a huge issue for the pro-choice movement. I think even if you're pro-choice, you can't see those and think anything differently than they're horrific, and that, legal action should maybe take place.
All right, Meghan, always good to see you.
Thank you. Always good to see you, too.